Now, let me get back to the Nipsey Hussle thing. Because, yesterday when we talked about, or when I talked about, Big U having that government contract, like Sean, yeah, he not broke. He get $500,000 from the LAPD or the Los Angeles County or wherever it is. Hold on, let me see exactly. So I'm not misquoted. And y'all seen that's public record. So which is not the LAPD, the city of Los Angeles. And as you can see, if you even hear him like on his Instagram or anything, he'll tell you his company's developing options. And you can see this is the last renewal of his contract. This is the last one, I think, which don't expire until sometime 2022. But see, the city of Los Angeles and the contractor has caused this agreement to be executed by the duty authorized representatives. The city attorney, Michael, for the Los Angeles, city of Los Angeles, and that's the mayor of Los Angeles. And that's the contractor right here, developing options. So that is like amazingly that you could grow up being in a gang and then turn around and still be in the gang and have the city pay you to police your own neighborhood. And as you can see here, there's the money that you can make if you got a nonprofit and you could be do what they call gang intervention, and you want to work with the city. You see the funding that Big U get right there for that Gryd zone is the 77 precinct, which is the precinct area for like the Marathon store and that Crenshaw and Slauson, that whole area. I think the precinct is like 4 miles away. So that whole area, as you can see, from July 2018 to up to June 30th of this year, you get $2 million. He made $2 million, 352,000, 2,352,000 just policing his own neighborhood. And y'all be out here killing each other. Niggas in the street killing each other. He just like, yeah, nigga just got killed over here. What you call? Y'all come pick him up. Hey yo, what happened? Hey yo, what happened? I'll get back to y'all. Yeah, man, some niggas is out of beef, man. Dude is dead. Y'all come pick him up. Let me see something. So I'm gonna show y'all like. So if you in a gang and you like the head of a gang like Big U and you got a nonprofit, you want to get be a contractor with the city to police your neighborhood, this is what you do. Let me read to y'all some of the things you got to do with this contract, though. Number 2, key points. You got to document active gangs and affecting. You got to document active gangs affecting the zone. Identify, develop, and implement strategies to engage active gangs. Identify CIW gang engagement assignments. Document the license to operate LTO of each CIW and respect to the gangs affecting the zone. Document the proposed peacemaking activities in the zone based on gang rivalries and crime/violence trends. Document weekly safe passage routes at key elementary, middle, and high schools within the zone. The plan shall be approved by the Gryd office and updated bi-monthly to ensure the plan aligns with the current staffing, community needs, and crime trends. The contractor shall provide a minimum of 2 proactive peacekeeping events in the zone for every 25 total clients that the contractor serves under his contract in a manner consistent with the Gryd Intervention Service Handbook. Events shall be culturally sensitive to the local demographic and shall align with the violence prevention needs of the zone. C. Client services. The contractor should provide services as defined below to a total of 45 clients. The Gryd family case management model identifies 2 client types: family case management clients and transitional clients. At least 70% of the contractor's assigned caseload shall be comprised of family case management clients. Each client types receive a prescribed service model. A contractor is required to deliver services according to the Gryd Intervention Service Handbook and scope of work. Contractor is required to deliver family case management services and a log of all service delivery information into the Gryd database system in a manner consistent with the processes and policies outlined in the Gryd Intervention Service Handbook. A Gryd Intervention Family Case Management Model. Contractor is required to implement the Gryd Intervention Family Case Management Model. That's kind of repeating the same thing. Attachment 1, gang reduction and youth development. So that's what Gryd stands for, y'all. Gang reduction and youth development. So you stopping the gangs from banging on each other, and then at the same time, you are teaching the youth how to do better things, youth development, putting them in programs, basketball, football, whatever, computers, whatever it is. That's what he's getting all this money for. So gang reduction and youth development, scope of work for intervention providers, overall overview of services to be provided. Intervention agencies that are contracted with the City of Los Angeles Mayor's Office of Gang Reduction and Youth Development should comply with his scope of work and the accompanying Gryd Intervention Service Handbook attachment 4. Fail to comply with this requirement will result in non-compliance and may jeopardize your contractual relationship with the City of Los Angeles. It's like he working with the mayor, kind of. Scope of services. A, incident response. Number 1, contractors shall conduct 24-hour incident response coverage in and around the Gryd zone in an effort to reduce gang violence or other violent crimes as determined by the Gryd office. Contractors should respond to incidents of gang violence and other violent crimes as needed in a manner consistent with the Gryd incident response protocol outlined in the Gryd Intervention Services Handbook. What? So you tell me Big U or his company shall conduct 24-hour incident response coverage in and around the 77 precinct, because that's the Gryd zone, and an effort to reduce gang violence. Key points. Contractors should deploy community intervention workers, CIWs, to incidents of gang violence. So I guess the people that work for him, the other big homies or the gang intervention guys, if something happened, he got to deploy them. He got to send his people there. To if something happened, like when Nip got killed, he's supposed to send people over there to find out what's going on and stuff. So contractors should deploy community intervention workers to incidents of gang violence. Contractors shall engage families impacted by gang violence. What do you mean engage families impacted? So if Nip got killed, they would have to send somebody over there to talk to his family. For what? To console him, to find out what happened, to give them some type of therapy with the funding that they got. Contractors shall engage families impacted by gang violence. Contractors shall engage gang-involved individuals. So that means he would have to, in this Nipsey situation, he would have to go and talk to Shitty Cuz. He would have to engage him. Contractors should engage gang-involved individuals. Oh, that's just any gang member. What do you mean engage with them? They should communicate with them. Contractors should maintain the triangle protocol with the Los Angeles Police Department. Oh, shit. I think I better stop reading this. Thank you. I know how to sound. I ain't saying nothing. I'm just reading this. Please don't be mad at me. Because makes things look crazy. Contractors shall maintain the triangle protocol with the Los Angeles Police Department and the Gryd office as described in the Gryd Intervention Service Handbook. Contractors shall complete incident response reports and log follow-up activities in the Gryd database system. Community engagement and proactive peacekeeping. Contractors should submit a community engagement and proactive peacekeeping plan that outlines strategies to engage local gang crews proactively, maintain peace via strategic activities, identify safe passage routes for elementary, middle, and high school, and address gang violence in and around the Gryd zone. A template of the community engagement and proactive peacekeeping plan is included in the Gryd Intervention Service Handbook. This Fourth Amendment to contract, I read this yesterday. This is crazy. Yeah, did I read this one? Oh, this is like the police might as well get out the neighborhood if they let people police the neighborhood like this. At least it'd be less people getting killed by the police. 2 key points. Document active gangs affecting the zone. So you tell me he got to tell the dudes that's out there active? Oh, he just got to document them. Identify, develop, and implement strategies to engage active gangs. What do you mean engage them? Engage them for what? Identify CIW gang engagement assignments. Document the license to operate LTO of each CIW in respect to the gangs affecting the zone. Document the proposed peacemaking activities in the zone based on gang rivalries and crime violence trends. Document weekly safe passage routes at key elementary, middle, and high schools within the zone. Number 3, the plan shall be approved by the Gryd office and updated bi-monthly to ensure the plan aligns with the current staffing, community needs, and crime trends. The contractor should provide a minimum of 2 proactive peacekeeping events in the zone for every 25 total clients that the contractor serves under its contract in a manner consistent with the Gryd Intervention Service Handbook. Events shall be culturally sensitive to the local demographic and shall align with the violence prevention needs of the zone. Events shall be culturally sensitive to the local demographic and shall align with the violence prevention needs of the zone. They really got dudes policing their own community, and he gets to hire other dudes under him to work, and they're giving $500,000 a year for this. That's enough money to make a nigga turn his head when the police when they want to kill you. They paying you that goddamn much money. Client services. The contractor should provide services as defined below to a total of 45 clients. The Gryd family case management model identifies 2 types of clients, 2 client types: family case management clients and transitional clients. At least 70% of the contractor's assigned caseload should be comprised of family case management clients. Each client type receives a prescribed service model. A contractor is required to deliver services according to the Gryd Intervention Service Handbook and scope of work. Contractor is required to deliver family case management services and log all service delivery information into the Gryd database system in a manner consistent with the processes and policies outlined in the Gryd Intervention Service Handbook. Gryd Intervention Family Case Management Model. Contractor is required to implement the Gryd Intervention Family Case Management Model and provide services to a minimum of 70% of its total number of clients. Somebody says slave catchers. Yo, this is crazy. I mean, they give you $500,000 a month. I mean, $500,000 a year. And you see which go Big U, he got a that he an ambassador or something. Like they upped his joint. I'm still tripping off. Contractors should conduct a 24-hour incident response coverage and in around the grid zone. This is mind blowing. I never thought that the government, I mean the city, would pay gang members so much money to police the community. Like, how does that work? Like, how does that work? I gotta see what y'all talking about. Like I can't read no more of this because it looks so goddamn messy. Like, like people would take that and turn it on me and say that I'm saying something that this this contract looks like. And I'm like, I'm not reading no more of this. y'all go look the contract up for your goddamn self. Give him 555,000 a year. And he had a contract with them since what, 2015, I think it was. In 2 years, he made over $2 million with them. You say what you want, big. You ain't going no jail. Not working with the mayor for the last 7 years, and he paying him $500,000 a year. You think he going to jail? Going to jail for what? That nigga blow somebody's brains out, and they'll give him they'll look they'll turn their head. Man, you know how much he probably helped them out in the last 7 years. They done gave this man $2.3 million in since the pandemic. He got to have a good rapport with them. They keep renewing his contract. Now, I know a lot of people who try to blame Big U for Nipsey. And if I went back and I watched that documentary, the mysterious murder of Nipsey Hussle, right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all the link, and I want y'all to watch it. And then I'm gonna get into it, but okay. So before I get out of here, I'm gonna give y'all the link, right? I want y'all to watch this documentary, and then tomorrow at 7 o'clock, I'm gonna break it down how I see how I can see both sides. All right. Now, there's two conspiracy theories. There's a conspiracy theory that the police are responsible for his death. Then there's a conspiracy that Big U is responsible for his death. In this documentary, The Mysterious Murder of Nipsey Hussle, right? And I'm gonna give y'all the link. Y'all can be able to watch it for free, right? There's two things I want y'all to look at, right? When you watch it, look at all the evidence that the documentarian got gathered from the whole thing. He didn't interview Big U, but that don't mean nothing because he didn't interview Black Sam. He didn't interview nobody in Nipsey family. So it don't matter that he didn't interview Big U because he didn't interview nobody significant and on Nipsey side either. So he just got a bunch of street perceptions. You know what I'm saying? And some of these dudes may know what they talking about. Some of these people may know what they talking. Some of them may be gang. Well, some of them are gang members. Some of them are law enforcement. So you got a vast majority of people to pick your opinions from their answers, right? Um, the first time I saw this documentary, it was hard for me to really come to narrow it down because I felt like, all right, if y'all going to say it's these people, then I'm going to add the entertainment people in there as well. But now, when I go back and watch this documentary, after knowing that Big U got this contract with the police, I mean, not with the police, with the mayor, the city of Los Angeles, and in some cases he has to deal with the LAPD. Then now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take the industry part out of it right now, and I'm just gonna look at my conspiracy of what I could come up with Big U and my conspiracy of what I could come with the LAPD. But now that I know that the city been paying Big U, shit, he probably made at least $5 million with them in the last 7 years. That's a lot of money. So, and then this is the thing that I'm tripping off of. If Big U had the contract where he was policing the neighborhood or the gang intervention stuff, why would the police keep harassing Nipsey at the store if Big U and Nipsey was good? It would be like, yo, I work with y'all. I handle the gang shit around here. You know what I'm saying? Because look, he got killed by a gang banger, and they ruined it a gang crime. And if they paying him all this money, he's supposed to have I ain't gonna say have everything under control, but he got his thumb on the pulse of the streets because that's what they paying him for. So now when I look at it and I see, okay, Big U got to he has to report to them all the gang activity that goes on, anything that happens. And that goes to show you, allegedly, in my conspiracy theory mind, why Eric Holder wasn't gunned down by the LAPD, beat down, nothing. Because if Big U has the gang intervention stuff, he could easily call him like, yo, nigga said you had something to do with that. You did? I ain't saying don't tell me if you guilty or not, but they looking for you. And if you don't want to get slaughtered in the street, go ahead to the mental hospital. You know what I'm saying? We know you got issues. Go to the mental hospital, and we'll have them pick you up from there. Because when you see Eric Holder get picked up, there's no fight. There's no struggle. This ain't just murdered the biggest star in LA at the time. And he just smoothly get arrested. And then think about it. If the police did have something to do with it, allegedly, in my conspiracy theory mind, why the hell you think they got him Chris Darden just like this? Because they protected him. They protected him. But what happened was Nipsey fans probably threatened Chris Darden, or industry people probably threatened Chris Darden. But the LAPD or the if allegedly if the LAPD did it, or if allegedly Big U had something to do with it, just like the dude said in the documentary y'all gonna see, they will use one of us to kill one of us to make it look like it was one of us. That's what one of the dudes from a Black Panther joint on there. You go ahead. They will use one of us to kill one of us to make it look like one of us. So if and then look at it this part. In my conspiracy theory mind, who would be able to remove all the cameras? The LAPD. Now, in my conspiracy mind, not saying Big U, but if Big U had something to do with it, could he have access to remove all these cameras? No. But if he's working with the if he's working with the city of Los Angeles and the gang intervention thing, they will clean it up for him, right? If Nipsey was in their way, which he was as far as owning that property, the city would technically want his ass out of there, allegedly, right? Now, in my conspiracy theory mind, they could go to Big U or one of the other people in the gang intervention things, or just go to a gang member. Because if you think about it, Eric Holder said the police paid him $70,000. That sounded astronomical until you see that they paid Big U $500,000 a year, $555,000 a year just for gang intervention. So you think they can allegedly give Eric Holder 70 grand to knock off Nip, and then nobody retaliates? Nobody shoots at him? And like I said, people say, nah, man, it wasn't the gang because they killed Eric's parents or this, that, and no. Well, who's to say that allegedly the Popo it's a conspiracy theory if it was Big U? They did say they didn't if it's true, I don't know if it's true or not, but if something happened to Eric Holder's parents, it don't have to be retaliation from Nipsey people. Nipsey people wouldn't even the people that was, well, I ain't gonna say that because those was Big U people at the scene, right? The Kerry dude and his nephew, those wasn't Nipsey people. And Cowboy was inside the joint. He left them standing out there. So Nipsey ain't even had nobody standing there, really, keeping it 100. So with no retaliation, and then when Eric Holder said, yo, the police paid me $70,000, if anything happened to anybody in his family, it could have been to tell him, nigga, you better shut the hell up. Like, we gave you that bag, nigga. You agreed to this. Don't worry, we're going to get you out. You know what I'm saying? But you better shut the hell up. And his people could have got hit just to make sure he shut up. It don't have to be no retaliation from Nipsey people, because if it was, their asses would have been locked up already, probably. And then you get Chris Darden just like this. And then remember, you're going to see in the documentary that Eric Holder, before he went over to the Marathon store, he had an incident with his neighbor. And he accused his neighbor of giving him some bad drugs, some bad weed, and it had him tripping. And he said his neighbor the neighbor said he pistol whipped him and beat him up and stuff. And he said he think he was really psyching himself up because after he left him, that's when he went and did that to Nipsey. So his neighbor is saying that he didn't sell him nothing bad. And he's saying that he feel like he came to him and did that to use as part of his alibi because after he went and did that to Nipsey, he went in and went to the mental hospital. So he felt like that all was a plan for him for a part of his alibi, which if this dude goes and plead some type of insanity or mental illness or something, they'll get a lawyer to give him about 5-10 years off of that, and he'll be out. And he'll have his 70 grand back in his hand. But the Big U is making $500,000 a year. Just being him. What motive would he have to kill Nipsey? Now, in my conspiracy theory mind, his contract was up with Nipsey. The 10 years was up, victory lap. That was his last time he was going to eat. Boom. That could possibly be a motive that Nipsey didn't want to resign with him. But this dude was making $500,000 a year. Nipsey ain't making $500,000 a year. And if he was here, it would have probably started after victory lap. But up to that point, I doubt he was making $500,000 a year just off of one check. A guaranteed one check, bam. You think Big U's throwing that away? Now, my conspiracy theory mind, let's say that if Nipsey was going to meet with the police for a gang intervention and they was getting ready to give Nipsey's contract, Big U's contract to Nipsey, and Big U was going to be dead on the contract. Now that on top of, oh nigga, I'm not signing with you no more. You're not my manager no more. I'm not signed to your label no more. Wait, you're not my 10% my manager no more. What else he had on him? Oh, he had 25% of, half his publishing. What was the other thing? He said in that bootleg cat video. He was signed his production company. He had 25% of his publishing and 10% management. Now, all that ended in 2019. Victory Lap came out 2018. So if those three lifelines got cut, and then Nipsey was getting ready to meet with the police, and he was getting ready to do what Big U was doing, and they was going to give Nipsey that contract, and then Big U, I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying, if that was what Nipsey was going to meet with the police for with Roc Nation, for him to get that contract, that Gryd contract, and he was getting ready to take $500,000 a year from Big U, in my conspiracy theory mind, I can see people then saying, man, he might have something to do with it. But I think Nipsey having that property, they wanted that property. They needed that property. And if he didn't want to sell, he's playing a dangerous game, because we seen movies like Barbershop and things like that in other movies when people don't want to sell and they trying to regenify the area. They will burn you out or they will kill you. So I think that Shitty Cuz or Eric Holder was a pawn, and being that the city of Los Angeles works with the gangs, it ain't no telling who under you or you allegedly, like in my conspiracy theory mind, the city has more stake in that land than you, Eric Holder, being calling niggas snitch, anything. Ain't nothing trumping Nipsey having that land that they want to put a damn train station at. Like you kid, like nigga, you Nipsey bought oil. He was sitting on oil. You know what I'm saying? And Exxon wanted that goddamn land so they could put a gas station there. And using that as an example, Nipsey ain't know what he was buying. He just thought he was buying the strip mall, but he didn't know they had plans on something bigger. And I believe watching that documentary, even with the A-Trade gangsters that's in there, there's one dude he talks about Nipsey was stupid. Um, he thought his crew loved him. He thought his set loved him. They didn't love him. They ain't love him. He said Nipsey violated, you know. And see, when I see his interview, I can tell it may be a little animosity because he's from another gang. Because he's like very raw and blunt with it, you know, like he ain't got no love for Nipsey to be sugarcoating nothing. Um, but when he said he violated, he said, dude, you forgot? I'll kill you. That took me to the street part. That is the part that had me like, all right, if they saying Big U, you know, then allegedly or my conspiracy theory mind, I can see that according to the dude in the A-Trade gangster saying it, because he says Nipsey violated. He forgot. 40 Outlaws of Power. New York outshine the master. But the way he said it, he didn't say it was nothing about no snitch thing. He just said he violated. And then I think the dude brings up the snitch thing, but you know, I don't know. I don't know. I like I could see Big U turning his head before I see him taking the risk of being implicated in Nip's murder. I ain't saying he did it. I ain't saying he didn't do it. I'm just saying I could see him turning his head if they wasn't rocking with each other like that. And I'm only saying that according to It's in this documentary. They saying it's only one or two things. So I'm trying to really put my finger on it. But like with the police, when you say the police, I'm not thinking no street beat cops that who keep coming through the parking lot, harassing them, this, that, and other. When they say the police, it can't be the police. It got to be allegedly the city wanting that space and using the niggas to take out their own. You're right. Jealousy and envy do go far. That's why I be telling you, y'all want to be out here wearing jewelry and flashy cars. Yeah, you should be able to enjoy yourself. But do you really want that drama? Do you really want to make people that envious that they want to take your life because you are doing better than them? Flossing is the cousin of death. This is kind of you know what? I'm gonna give you out a link because we need to talk about this tomorrow. The link is right there. I need y'all to go watch this documentary. You know what I'm saying? Go check it out. And then tomorrow we gonna build on it. Because I still want to sleep on here. As you can see, like I got massive notes for this one. But I don't want to get too deep into it, and y'all, like a lot of y'all didn't see the doc. So go check it out before you go to bed, or go to bed while you watch it, finish it tomorrow or whatever. But you know, that's your homework. Go do your homework and watch this documentary, and then look at all of it. Like when you look at all the evidence in this, and then all the evidence that has been on social media, things that you know, you go like this, and you say, "Is it a conspiracy theory to blame you, or is the conspiracy theory blaming the LAPD?" Which I'm saying is not LAPD. I'm saying allegedly is the city wanting that stuff, and you weigh them out, and you all the evidence that you see, and then tomorrow, the link is in the it's called The Mysterious Murder of Nipsey Hussle. All you gotta do is click that link and you're gonna see it. It's right there. This link right here.